Welcome to the podcast. This is the One Less Year podcast, and we got a host on this week. His
A
name's
host?
Will Brown.
You mean a guest?
Same thing. We're treating him like a host, like family. That's what we do at One Less Year Corporation.
We
Introduce
don't
yourself,
we
Will.
don't curse our guests out before the
Dude.
recording starts. I would never do that.
Yeah, sorry.
David, you sound like a slow auctioneer.
David, we need to pick up the pace. What's the episode number, David?
34. 34.
Yeah, he got it. He got it right. It's 34.
Yes. Yes.
What?
Hell yeah.
And who's
Right
the
up
guest
here.
here today, David?
That's Will Brown.
Mm-hmm.
You want to introduce yourself, Will?
My name is William Brown.
Do you want to play Two Truths and a Lie?
Yeah, right now?
Yeah, right now.
Yeah, right now.
Let's
So
do
cool.
it. Hurry, think of something.
Are you?
Me first?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
That's it.
No, let's let Jacob go first.
You're on the spot, pal.
Bro, I've disclosed all my secrets on this podcast, bro. I have no more truths. You talking
You
I'm
did.
sure that's
I mean,
that
I must not.
like we don't know what you had for lunch yesterday, Jacob.
That's real. That's true.
I don't think I had lunch yesterday.
Oh. Well, you're supposed to have
Oh, yeah,
three
I did.
meals every day.
Hey, guys, before we really get into the podcast, we usually talk about our lives here. I think we should all talk about how finals went for us, as we literally just took those today.
Yeah.
We can talk about that.
They happened
sure.
and they're done now.
Dude, no cool final stories?
Such
What?
a fun kill. I want to talk about exams.
You want to talk, dude? There was this question on my calculus test that was fire. I don't know. All my finals were boring. Did anyone
And
have
then
a
you
fun
didn't
final?
answer it.
Okay. I do have a little final story. In my entire years, all the years I've gone to high school, I've never missed a final. I've always been there for them. Until 2 days ago, when I overslept my welding final. Sorry's doing the math right now. Was it 2 days ago or 1 day ago?
It would have been 1 day ago.
Oh,
Yeah, it
okay.
would have
So
been
1 day ago,
yesterday.
I overslept my welding final.
7:30 in the morning.
I woke up at 1 in the morning, and the final, already happened. And Will Brown is leaving his chair.
Is there even a
just put-
welding
you just
final?
put a
I don't remember there
final
being a
There
final.
is,
in
you have
that
to
class.
take a test on the welding final. It's like, I'm cooked. So I
Oh,
go.
like an actual test, not like a weld.
No, we're not welding. I go to my final today, which was gym. That was easy. And then I go to my counselor. I'm like, hey, I missed my welding final yesterday. How can I make that up? And she goes, yeah, I got an email from your counselor. He said if you don't turn in that final, you're going to fail. And I was like, oh, it's no pressure. So I went down and I talked to Mr. Milburn during Pride. And I was like, can I please take the final during Pride? And he was chill about it. He let me take it during Pride. I don't know, I figured he wasn't going to be chill about it. But he was.
Yeah, I liked Mr. Milburn, but I feel like he was ashamed of how bad at welding I was like ashamed of how bad at welding I was. I was like, I can't be cool with this guy because I suck at welding.
Dude,
So
I
much.
was like the worst student. I showed up late to class almost every day. It got to the point where he just like expected me to show up late. He was surprised when I was on time. And after I turned in my test and passed his class with a D, he told me that I should come into Pride and make a sign because I never got to make a sign. I was like, hell yeah, I'll come into Pride and make a sign. I thought he low-key hated me, but I guess not.
I don't think he really cares about like grades or anything. But I remember, did you have to make like a resume in that class? I had to do that.
Resume?
Yeah, well, when I took that class, I had to make a resume as an assignment. Some of the other industrial classes do that, and like it wasn't great because I didn't really have anything to say on it. But he was like, "This is a terrible resume. You don't have any like work experience." And I was like, "Okay, so I have to have work experience to pass this class, dude." But I
Yeah,
still
pretty
like
much.
Mr. Milburn. I don't know.
I like him too. Like I always had a bad vibe about him, but really he's a chill guy.
What about you,
Anyways,
Will? How were your
That
finals?
was my final story.
They were good. All I had was a pre-calc final, and that was it. Yeah.
What were your other classes? Did you not have finals in them or what?
Just pre-calc and band.
Oh,
Wait, how did you do in pre-calc? I passed by a
Well,
fourth of a point.
I got
So
100.
really anything.
You got 100%?
Well, 95. I got 100% in the final.
Oh, man, that's
Dude.
pretty good.
AP?
He's locked in.
No, not AP.
Oh,
Just regular textbook
I didn't even
smart.
know there. I didn't even know there was one. I couldn't have done that. Dang. Oh,
Yeah, I will say, now that finals are over, I'm like, I feel free, a weight lifted off my chest that I'm finally done with calculus. That was, David, how do you think you did on that final? It really wasn't that bad.
No, on the non-calculator portion, I honestly could have aced it. But
I feel the same way.
no, sorry, did I say non-calculator or calculator?
You said non-calculator, bud.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I meant that. And on the calculator part, nah, dude. Oh no, that's
Dude.
like the whole like calculator, non-calculator, it doesn't make a difference.
Yeah, I felt so awkward turning my test in my final because on the calculator portion I answered every single question except for the very first question because it was the only one I didn't know how to do. It was like prove a limit. I didn't remember how to because I don't remember what the hell an epsilon or a delta,
Yeah.
What's the other one?
Well, there's the delta epsilon one. That was the one on the first page. Yeah, and then there was one on the back page that was like the law or whatever.
Yeah, I knew how to do that. But anyways, it's so awkward turning in that test because the front page of my test was pretty much just completely blank. And I hate handing it to him and him just looking at it. And I really want to say, listen, man, trust me. The rest of it has stuff on it. You gotta believe me.
I was talking about this at lunch with David, but you seem to have a habit of like if you don't understand like a minor concept in a question, you just like entirely flat out skip it.
Well,
Why
yeah,
don't you write anything? Why don't you write anything? I write random bullshit for 90% of
what I
my
do.
tests, and I get like Bs. So why don't you just put something?
I don't know where to start. I don't even know where, like,
You just start making up stuff.
That's real.
That
I'd be doing
sounds
that.
like a waste of my time.
In geometry, I literally created my own way to figure out a parallel line, and it was 100% accurate.
Huh.
What do you mean
I
figure
figured
out a
out the
parallel
actual-
line?
To figure out if it's parallel.
Figure
or
out
not.
like it's geometry. You just gotta draw lines. I drew like two circles that had the same radius on the line, and then I picked the points at the top of the circle, and then I put a line on top of that, and it was perfectly parallel. And I'm a
Yeah,
genius for that. That's the only genius thing I've had in my entire math career, and that was sophomore year. That was freshman year.
That's
So
pretty
it's
cool,
only
dude.
gone downhill. I didn't have a math class this year.
Well done. Neither did I. I don't
might
think
come
anyone,
back,
no
open it
seniors
on.
should have math their senior year.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless you're
I
a
like
nerd.
that.
I think I've said it on here before, and I'll say it again. Why did I even take calculus? I am majoring in film. Why? There's no point.
Just for funsies.
Just
Aren't you having so much funsies?
yeah, I had tons of fun in there.
Yeah, I mean,
Are you having off blocks this quarter, or are you just taking other hard classes?
I look after
You're
this
like
semester.
the guy
This
who would
semester was the
know.
hard semester.
minus me on this thing.
Hell yeah, get them on.
That's Will's younger brother in the background. No, this semester was the hard semester. After
That was
this,
my dad.
it's senior slide for me. This next quarter, I have fiction writing, advanced computer graphics, and digital
Oh,
productions. So it's
Or I'm gonna have fiction writing with you this quarter.
how do you know what block? First block?
Yep.
What's so funny about that?
I don't know.
So
What
you
is-
didn't
what-
want to be a vicious person.
I got put
what
in that
is fiction
class.
writing?
You write
I-
fiction.
Just like
In
you
the name.
just write stories.
Yeah, pretty much.
Writing essays. I'm kind of mad about that. It's
Not-
the only
why-
English class they had
Oh.
because they didn't have anything else for me.
Man,
Dude, I remember 7th grade math. I was talking to you, Sawyer. You were showing me this thing you wrote. It was fiction. And it was like this story about like some medieval thing where like people were breaking into this castle. And then it cut into like this other scene where there's people just walking in the woods and they heard this big knock. And you were like, "Do you know what that knock was?" It didn't explain it in the story, but you were like, "It was them breaking into the castle. They broke down the doors." And I was like, "I didn't understand that, sir. I didn't catch that." And you got like really frustrated. You got like really mad that I didn't understand your genius. I don't know if I'm explaining that right.
Holy
I swear that
shit!
did
I
happen.
know what you're talking about. Wait a minute. No.
Of course you do.
Shut up. Okay, no. I remember was it honors English?
And that was honors math, but you probably talked about it to someone else in honors English.
That is probably
No,
true.
you just showed me it. I didn't have honors English.
Listen, in honors English 7, we had David might have been there. I think he was. I don't know.
Nope. I did not take honors English in middle school.
Jeez, okay. My memory of that class is shot then. But anyways, in that class I remember it was every Friday, yes, we had like creative writing time where everyone was given just 10 minutes to write whatever they wanted and then some people could share. And I was like, you know what would be cool? If I made like a multi-part series, because every Friday everyone would just write some random thing. But I was like, what if I like write something that continues every Friday? I just write a really long story for the whole year, just for funsies, right? But the thing was, this is so dumb. It just started writing a story that was like, what if our honors English class, we all got transported into like a fantasy world, and we were the
I remember
characters,
that's what it was.
and the main
'Cause
characters,
someone,
the two main characters were Corbin de Decker and Logan Russell, and the scene you're talking about specifically, I remember I think it was Callista Rasmer breaking into the castle, and I was the one in the castle. That's the
just
only thing I
figured.
can think of when you're bringing up breaking into a castle.
Didn't Logan have like a bright orange fedora or something? I remember something crazy.
Yes, that's
I
true.
wasn't even in this class. I'm bringing up memories, bro.
How are you? Yeah, how do you remember this? And
Because, dude, you're a blasphemous fellow, bro. I remember everything you said.
okay, Jacob. No, but look, oh god, this is like the early onset version of me asking people to be on the podcast because in my honors English class I would like shout across the room, "Hey, Callista, can I write about you in my story?" Oh my god, no, but that story
Who
only
is he?
lasted like 3 or 4 Fridays before I realized, wait a minute, this is really cringe. People think this is annoying. I'm gonna stop. So I stopped writing it. Anyways, thank
Was
you.
there was no conclusion at all?
No, I think the conclusion was going to be that, like, we, oh Jesus, flipping, whatever. I don't even remember. Shoot, it takes so long for me to explain. So there were elements, and there's so much to it. But it
much
ended
more.
with the good guys winning and getting transported back to the real world. That's how it was supposed to end.
Ooh.
Well, halfway through your story, I realized my mic was muted.
And did you say anything while it was
I
muted?
was trying to add notes to it, and
Like, go on.
I was saying that's actually sounds like a really cool idea to add the whole class into a story. I thought that sounded
Yeah, I mean,
cool.
for 7th grade. I don't think that's cringe for 7th grade.
No, it's
Well,
not.
yeah,
I
but
don't know.
there are people like Landon Potts in my class who are like, Sawyer, that's really stupid. It's like,
Stick it.
Dude, it's not even fair.
um,
Dude, I remember I was thinking about like the last book I read, and I thought it was like 8th grade was the last book I read, but I actually read 4 chapters of a book 6 months ago, and I didn't buy this book, but I got this book on that one trip I was on, in the one episode that I wasn't in, where this guy was like, we were in like this lecture hall or something, and this guy was like telling us about what his class would be because we were like learning about the college, and he was going on this absolute rant about how like kids spend too much time on their phones and how their screen time is too high, and he was like, I, in my 16 years of teaching, I've asked this question hundreds of times, and never has someone given me their phone. I've asked so many kids, show me your screen time this week, and I've never been given their phone. So I was like, hey, yo, dog, check my screen time, bud. I'll be your first. And then I gave him my phone, and he didn't understand Androids, so he couldn't figure out the screen time. So then he started like making fun of me for having an Android. And then at the end of this lecture, he was like, "Okay, everybody who asked a question, you can get this book." And I was like, I kind of like snuck my hand up, and he was like, "You didn't ask a question, but I didn't make fun of you, so I got this book." I got this book about Nike, and I read probably 40 pages, and then I started using it as a coaster. But
a
it's pretty
coaster?
good. But
That's not what a book's for.
I kind of ruined the cover. I could never resell it.
Well, yeah, when I did those book reports in, was it 9th grade English? I would just make up everything and not even read the book because I would
Yeah.
read the back of the book and I would just go up there and tell Miss Van Tigum the back of the book, and I would
Yeah.
get an A on it.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you
So I remember doing stuff like that. Except like I wouldn't read. I would read the Spark Notes, so I wouldn't just go straight to the
Oh,
back
yeah.
of the book. But the first day I'd ever get a book, I'd read the last page and spoil it for myself, and I hated myself for doing that.
Well, yeah, Jacob, you told me that you had to read that one book for that one class, and you just didn't read it. You just went in there and just took the test.
What? Oh,
Yeah, you told me that.
I've done that for. I'm not gonna lie. I've done that for so many classes, dude. I literally had no clue what you're talking about. That could have been any class I had this year.
I took British literature and like took a test on Frankenstein, and I never read a single page. Like I'd Spark Notes all the way. What David said about reading the last page reminded me of something. This is like sort of a side tangent, but I hate seeing those videos. Have you guys seen those videos where it's like, I watched the first and last episode of this TV show to see if it's good? I hate those videos so much because they watched the last episode and they're like, what the? This is so confusing. I don't know what's going on. Well, obviously, you're watching the last episode of a show you've never watched before. Of course you don't know what's going on. Sorry.
Dude, I had that moment today. Me and my dad were watching the last episode of Skeleton Crew, which is a new Star Wars show.
Oh, I haven't
on
watched it
Disney
yet.
Plus. Dude, it is such a good series. It is.
I know it is.
It's like
very good.
it's like Andor levels of good. And
Oh,
my
yeah.
sister comes in. We're watching the last episode. She comes in. She's like, "Who's that? Why does she have that?" And I'm like, "Okay, if you wanted to know, then watch it with us for the past 8 weeks. Don't walk into my room and interrupt me watching my Star Wars show." And I like, seriously, we paused it for like 20 minutes so that my dad could explain it to her. And then she's like, okay. And then she walks out the room. And like, so I just wasted 20 minutes of my life for you to come in, ask a bunch of questions, not do anything, and leave. Oh my God, it pisses me off.
Well, yeah, I got that Lego set, and it's still sealed.
You got
I loved it.
the
Yeah,
oh
the
shoot, what's it
Onyx.
called? Onyx
Onyx
Cinder,
Cinder.
yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Dude,
bro.
it is low key. I won't spoil it for you, dude. There's something about that shit though.
I saw a picture of it. It had like bee wings in it.
Yeah, you've seen the bee wings.
Yeah, I saw a
Yeah.
picture of it on Instagram, and it was like some bee wings. I'm like, what? No
Yeah,
way.
the last episode's pretty sick.
Dude, I've never seen you two truly agree on anything other than Lego sets, but when you agree hard, bro.
Dude,
You guys are
I got
you
a
two are
new,
insane, bro.
I got a new Lego set
What are you talking
yesterday.
about spoilers for a Lego set?
Yeah,
I got
Arc 170.
Got the Arc 170. This bad boy's pretty cool. It took me a couple hours to
Oh,
build.
yeah, I got-
I was
yeah.
taking my time.
No,
But you got the
it's a
Star
photo
Destroyer.
Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty sick.
I haven't got anything big. Hold up. I got something sealed behind me.
Here we go. Oh, this
Dude,
is
I
a
have
show and
two
tell episode.
AT-ATs still sealed
Lego
from
reveal.
last year.
I
got
got
the
a
Great Wave.
dragon.
Oh, yeah?
I'm gonna build this bad boy during a show choir competition. So
You save
Oh,
these
yeah.
things for those just because you think it's funny or
No,
because you
because
think it's more
I still
fun to
have
not
the
spend
Dark
time with your
Millennial
friends?
Falcon.
Oh, you got the dark.
I was gonna
I
buy
just
that,
laying
and then
around.
I ended up buying some stuff for my computer instead. But the minifigures in that are pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. And I still I have two of these just sitting in my room.
That's wild. That's wild that you got two of those just sitting
Yeah,
around.
because like I
Every
don't have
time-
Dude,
any
one time we
stuff
were on a break from this marching band competition and we were in a like Coral Ridge Mall. And like
Mhm.
I was with some of our other friends. I'm talking about you, David. You can continue that talking about
Okay,
Legos. I'm just
too.
trying to entertain the audience. But I was with some other friends and we were trying to figure out where David was. We were like, well, he did walk into Target, but there's no way he made it to the Lego section this fast. And we legit just got into the mall. We ran to the Lego section full speed. Like we were being disrupting this Target. We were running. And David was there, like not out of breath or anything. He clearly didn't run, but he was already, 7 aisles deep in the Lego section.
Hey,
And we
dude.
found him.
You know,
I can track his scent.
haters gonna hate, but I can find a good deal. I can sniff out a good deal. I actually went to Shields before that, by the way. I'd
We all
already been to
did.
Shields.
Dude,
I bought.
You got the
Here, actually,
Funyuns
I still
underwear, Jacob.
got the box.
I do have the pony underwear.
You're gonna pull them out right now?
I got
I'm not
the
gonna put them on right now.
I got the poinsettias at
Oh,
Shields
yeah.
that day, and then I got I don't have the box with
The
me anymore,
tights.
but
Hell yeah.
I got some other set at Target. I forget what I got. Oh, I got like a
Dude.
battle pack.
Will, you remember when we were walking through Shields? And you were like, I know they have this deal on this Lego set. And then you
Yeah.
spent 20 minutes finding it. You were like, they don't fucking have the deal. And you looked at the same Lego
I
set
did
4
say
times,
that.
like you thought it was
Yeah.
gonna change.
Dude, I
Yep,
hate when they do that.
Well,
Like
I
some
didn't tell you this though about this, but the Lego guy with the that came with this guy, his head got like destroyed, and I had to call for like a part. You can go on Lego.com and get a free part. They just
yeah.
sent it to you for free, and so they sent me 2 of them. It took like 3 months, like 4 months for them to get call back to me because I'm trying to put in my email wrong. My emails get yeeted. I made it in like 6th grade, and so I typed it in wrong on accident, and it took like 4 months. I had to call them up and everything, and they sent me 2, so I have 2 heads now from the guy with that.
You
But
could start making money off that. You could prosper this land.
yeah,
Dude, I
I was
hate
gonna
when
go
like
call for that Fortnite Lego guy because his head got
sometimes,
it's a little messed up.
sometimes before I go out shopping for Lego, I'll check like Walmart or Target, and they'll say that there's deals on certain stuff, but they're just online deals. They're not in like store deals. So I'll get there and I'll be like, "Oh, this set's supposed to be $20 off," and it's not, and then I get pissed off because
Yeah,
I'm a savvy shopper. Okay, I'm not just buying Legos for full price. Actually, I bought the Arc 170 for full price, but that's
yeah,
completely new.
I
But
saw that there too.
like almost all my speed champions, like I could like turn my camera up. It's really messy, so I'm not. But I have like I don't know, like 25 speed champions up here. All of them I bought on sale. I don't think I bought a single speed champion for like full price.
That's nice.
Dude, I just got a credit card and I was waiting for them to ship me this credit card for like 2 weeks because I convinced my whole family that, oh, I need to build credit, so I need to buy something expensive. So I just bought a PS5 for no reason
Oh my
on
god,
like
I
the
remember
30-minute
that.
lunch break we had at one
Finally
point.
playing college football together.
And I might do that. And I've been looking at it. Ian, remember that story about the football VR thing you were telling me about at work?
Oh yeah.
You got to tell that, dude. That shit was funny.
Wait.
The football
Oh,
VR game. Yeah.
okay. So I got this football VR game where you play. It's like a quarterback simulator, so you play as the quarterback. And I really got into the role play of it. So I just stand in the middle of my room and I'm hunched over and I'm like shouting out, Green 18! Get set, watch the blitz! Green 18 said hi! And I snap the ball and I like drop back, like do the whole motion, and I like scan the field and like fully throw the ball. And there was one time, um,
And these are not real people he's playing with. These are computers.
yeah, this is full AI. I like started talking trash with the AI. Like I got sacked. I started talking trash to him. Like, I'm
You were
not gonna.
trying to deceive him. You said you were like sending false signals.
Oh yeah. So I was doing false cadences too. So like you say green 18, the ball would snap, and I'd switch up the cadence where I'd be like, all right, red 38, red 38 said hot. And I'd snap the ball and I'd try to like fake out the AI who can't hear me anyways.
I was
And
gonna
there was
say,
one
did
time.
you actually fake out the AI?
What'd you say, David?
Did you actually fake them out, or were
I
they
did.
still on you every time?
I did not. They were still on me.
Oh
Like,
man.
I even told the lineman we're gonna go on 2, so I had a green 18, and that's normally when I'd snap the ball. Then I said it twice, and it still didn't get him. But there was one time I don't even remember why, but I had to jump, and I jumped up and smacked my hand and my head into my roof because I have a really low ceiling where I'm playing. And sometimes if I throw the ball with my hand super high instead of like throwing it out, I'll smack the top of my ceiling mid throw.
Ouch.
But I took that game way too seriously. It was a lot. I kind of wonder because I have a window in my room, so I'm wondering if somebody's like looking in and seeing me and like wondering what the hell I'm doing, if they can tell I'm playing football or
He's
not.
tweaking.
Dude, that
You can do that, dude. If I'm real bored on an afternoon, I'll just go people watch you play with your robot. Dude, that actually sounds so fun.
It actually is so much fun.
Dude,
Um,
do you guys know about the guy with the parrot that's at Target sometimes?
yes, I see
No.
him
Yeah,
all
I
the
saw
time.
him.
Dude,
I
I was
saw him
about
one
to say I have
time.
no clue what you're talking about, but I do.
Dude, I saw him at Target just yesterday. Dude, I probably sounded so suspicious the way I like spoke to him because like he walked past me and instead of saying like, "Oh, hey, cool bird," or "Hey," I pointed at him and the first thing I said is, I know about you.
Oh
And he looked at me like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I've heard of you before. And I probably sounded, and after that, I just said, cool bird, and then I walked away.
Did his
Oh,
parrot
yeah.
go, "I've heard of you," and like freak you out or something?
No, his bird was
Dude,
silent.
that would scare me. I bet.
I did see like later though him again in the store, and like some people were like freaking out about the bird. It was pretty cool. I didn't
What,
ask.
I
this
went.
was in Target?
Yeah, it was in Target. Why is it always in Target?
Well, I
Is
went
she
to Target
always there?
yesterday. I went to Target yesterday to look for the Lego set, and I got like a action figure. But like, I was looking for like the Green Goblin like Marvel Legends thing because I saw like a reel about it. And it's like really cool. So I hid it under those like metal things that you have for the shelves.
my
I
god.
I
Yeah,
I
yeah.
hid it. I hid it underneath one, but they had a restock, so I didn't know where it was. So I went there and I went and asked the lady, "Hey, is it okay if I look under the metal shelves?" I put something down there. She freaked out on me, and I didn't know it's like a bad thing. Apparently, like she was like threatening me to call security, and she's gonna kick me out. And I'm just there by myself. Like I'm cold. I have my snow pants on and boots, but I was like really cold because my car has like a AC problem.
Why'd you
But
put it
like
under there?
because I wanted to
So
get it.
nobody else took it before.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
was
Oh,
gonna say sometimes you don't have the money or like you're spending stuff on other
yeah,
things, so you're
I
like
didn't have my
saving
wallet
for
on me.
later.
mm.
And she like freaked out. She's like, they called it AP. Like they call it security AP. I'm not taking an AP test. Like I don't know what you want from me.
it's pretty
I
simple.
was so confused. And then she's like, I don't know. I don't like going to Target. The people there that work there are kind of weird.
Ooh, tell us.
Why'd you ask her to look under it instead of just looking under it?
Because she was right there, and didn't want to just like open it up. And I thought she was
How
Oh,
can
close.
you
Like
wait?
she kind of
he's
closed it
real
like I asked
impatient.
if it was gone. But
What was
like
it again that you hid?
this like Green Goblin bomb that like he uses in like the first Spider-Man movie, the Tobey Maguire. Yeah,
Hey, that's worth it
Right.
though.
yeah. I don't know. I saw it. It was super cool. And I'm like, dang. I got yelled at, and I just like, oh, sorry, and I just dipped.
Dude, I heard Party City was like going bankrupt.
I would
Yeah, they're
imagine
I
going
know
through
Yeah,
it.
ours
I
is
heard that
still
too.
open. Ours is still open, so I heard it was like shut down immediately. It definitely wasn't. It's still the lights on.
I mean, what do you even get? Like, what is at Party City that you can't
Costumes
Okay,
realistically get?
and
I
I'm
got
not
balloons.
saying I've
I
done
got
this, and I
some
haven't done this, but have you seen the candy section of Party City?
No.
It's
Yeah,
magical. I don't think
yeah.
any young child can properly mature and grow without visiting the Party City's candy section.
The
For
only
real.
time I've ever stepped foot into a Party City was because when I was in the second grade, the Skylanders trap team just introduced the new dark and light element, and it was the craziest thing ever because there were new elements, and I wanted to get the light element bundle, but no store had it, and I was very sad, and I was like, screw it, let's check Party City, and they didn't have it there either, and my day was ruined. That's the only time I ever went into a Party City
What's
was
a dark? What do you mean by dark and light thing?
elements. So basically Skylanders only had 8 elements up until that point, but then they added 2 new ones, and it was crazy.
Isn't darkness just the absence of light?
Are you trying to ruin my fun right now, Jacob?
I'm trying to ruin your Skylanders, dude.
Skylanders
Your
is my
Skylanders
childhood.
doesn't make sense.
Skylanders is the best game of my childhood. Look, that's the thing.
Isn't Skylanders just like a knockoff of like Spyro or something? That's how
What do
they
you
got
mean a
their start. With Spyro.
knockoff? It's like a sequel. They bought it. They bought the rights to Spyro, and then
That sounds fraudulent, dude.
it's technically a sequel. The first Skylanders game is called Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. I could do a whole episode talking about this right now.
And then they added Donkey Kong, and it all went downhill.
Yeah, they added
So
Donkey Kong and Bowser during the 5th game. Then they added Crash Bandicoot in the 6th game. And then that was the last game. And Ian and David have just been playing with toys the whole time.
I got more of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a lot more. Like,
Are you guys big into conspiracy theories?
oh
I know
gosh.
someone who is.
I heard Will Brown likes his conspiracy theories. if you want to talk about that, what do you guys think about the moon landing, huh?
Mm.
What do you guys think about
I
the
heard,
shape
Hey,
of the
I
Earth?
heard some people
I
think
was
it's
a
fake.
I was a truly avid supporter of the moon landing. Up until probably still now. I mean, if you show me some evidence that it was fake, I'd probably believe you for about 40 minutes. But I went to Neil Armstrong Elementary School, so I could never drop down on my boy, dude.
Well, yeah, I
He's
could.
my OG. But the thing is, here's a conspiracy. I started preschool at Neil Armstrong Elementary School in 2012, and that's the year that Neil Armstrong died. So either I'm his likeness and I'm growing in his footsteps that may or may not be on the moon, or yeah, I don't know, he's dead. I kind of thought he was still alive. I feel like Neil Armstrong's still in my head. I'm like, that guy's still alive. He's just pretty old. I think that's just Buzz Aldrin.
I didn't even know Neil Armstrong was dead.
I didn't even
Yeah.
know the moon landing was real.
Well, I heard like one
What-
conspiracy theory about that. So, like, you know that the Challenger space shuttle,
Yeah.
the disaster when it blew up with like all those astronauts on.
Yeah.
I saw something where like these astronauts are actually still alive and that they're like dummies that died, and like they go
think?
teach like at universities right now, and like people would go up to them and like they would freak out and stuff, and they would like leave. I don't know. That's
The
weird.
Challenger, what?
What would be like the
When was
what would
this?
be the point?
So here's the plan. We fake an entire spaceship blowing up to what?
I know. Like
was-
they.
Well, maybe it's the government not wanting to spend more money, so they can like pin it on like, oh, this one blew up. We don't want to risk more lives.
But they
you
kept
know?
doing
What
it
we're
anyways.
talking.
What was
Well,
the one that?
if you've ever
Oh.
seen Interstellar, you know that NASA was actually being secretly funded by the government without the people knowing, so that people could leave Earth and start a new civilization. You see, it
Well,
goes deeper. It goes
yeah.
deeper.
You know, I haven't seen Interstellar, and
Me
like I
too.
really want to watch it, but I feel like there's not the right moment. I feel like I need to have
It
some
should,
real
should be
special
coming out
event
into
in my.
theaters soon. I think.
That
No,
already
that
happened.
it did December 6th, and I missed it because I was gonna watch it in
Wait,
the theater with my older
it
brother.
was already out.
Yep.
It was after like one day, and I missed it. And I'm really sad because I was gonna watch it
Oh,
then. But
man,
I was thinking, what's that one space tragedy where the rocket just like the shuttle part that the dudes were in just like burnt, like without them even taking off. There's one of those that happened.
I don't
And
know.
there's like full audio of it. It's horrifying. But there's one that it's just like a spark ignited like the cockpit, and they just burned alive before they could get them out.
I don't know.
And
I
then you
never
can
heard
take
of that.
off.
I mean, you can look it up
I
right now.
think
if
that
you
might
want.
have been Apollo 3. I'm gonna look it up.
Well, I saw something where like apparently the CIA have like there's a branch where like they have like a film organization where they like go and mess with the films of different movies to like alter it into like a propaganda way so they can cover up stuff. It's like one of the movies is like Transformers, like the Michael Bay movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like they have like something with the space and they go on the dark side of the moon. Apparently that branch of the government had to go work on that movie and tell Michael Bay these some things that they have to change. Well, and like other like Afghanistan movies and like World War II movies, they alter it. So
Like, this movie, you accidentally wrote something that's real. So
yeah, so you have to change it.
that's like a really
It's
fun.
kinda weird.
I actually like thinking about it. Like, could you imagine as just like a writer, you just come up with something, and the government's like, no,
Yeah.
don't do that. Don't do that.
Dude, like the water car. Dude, remember Wilbur? Remember in sophomore year when we would be in class and you'd be pirating Vietnam War movies and just laughing at them. That was the funniest thing to watch.
That was like that happened to me in like Mr. Block's class, and I was watching a war movie and like it was on full blast and I didn't know that, and he came over to me and he's like, "Well, right, the whole class is like they're in a war zone right now, so I think you should like turn down the volume." I'm like, "What?"
You still do this then? I haven't.
I can't watch that at school anymore because they blocked everything. Because I would watch like Clone Wars on Disney Plus, my Chromebook, like last year, and it's gone now. I don't know.
Jeez.
I can, yeah.
They just hate fun.
Almost
Yeah,
every website has been blocked. It's terrible.
Mm-hmm.
Even the most
There's no
random websites
asylum.
ever. Like I'm trying to do my schoolwork
Yeah.
and I'll like look up an article about something and it'll be blocked. It's like, okay, well, what the? I can't do anything about this.
I'm fine with that. It's just that they block all the pictures.
That too.
That makes me mad.
You
I
guys
don't
want
really
to
use my
hear?
Chromebook though.
You guys want to hear a little conspiracy of mine? It's not really like a big conspiracy theory, but
I do.
this is something that I've been kind of keeping to myself for a while, and I want to rant about it for a minute. Dragons were real. Dragons were 100% real animals that did exist on planet Earth.
What type of dragon?
Okay, let me explain. I'm talking the Western European dragons. Okay,
Like fire breathing.
let's get into it for a second. First of all,
We already talked about the
Can I
How to
write
Train Your
them?
Dragon live
I would
action movie.
I would agree with
I'm
you
not-
with
I
that
think
one.
he's
What do you
confusing
think-
stories.
what do you think I'm doing? I'm not connecting this to the How to Train Your Dragon live action movie. I'm being for real right now.
That movie looks fire though. That movie does look
Let me
good.
just get into this. First of all, if dragons were real, they wouldn't have breathed fire. That's just too silly. That's too silly. Why? That doesn't make any sense. How would an animal do that? They didn't breathe fire. That was an
'Cause it's
over exaggerated thing. See, people, because
Grandpa has acid reflux.
that is not the same thing. Now listen, just listen here. Listen very closely. So, we have all these paintings of dragons, all these stories of dragons, but, no fossil evidence. No, what's the deal with that? Let me explain. So, first of all, if they were real, let's just clarify some things. They wouldn't have had 6 limbs. They wouldn't have had 4 legs and 2 wings. That just doesn't make sense. Because, all of us vertebrates, we all have 4 limbs. All us people, all birds, so they would have had 2 hind legs and 2 wings, okay? Big flying lizard with 2 wings and 2 legs, okay? Let's get
It's just starting to
Crabs.
sound like not a dragon.
You
Okay,
ever
it's not
think about a crab?
crab's not a vertebrate.
Yeah.
Crab, yeah. Crabs have like a lot of legs.
And crabs are not vertebrates.
Crabs aren't mammals. Lizards are mammals, dumbass.
What are you saying
my
right
bad.
now? No, crabs don't have an
What if,
internal
like,
skeleton.
What if like a dragon was just a dinosaur that can fly?
Dude, is
know
this
what I
the
mean?
David Ragebait cast? No, listen.
You're trying to explain how dragons are real. What are you talking about? He's
Well,
raging.
dinosaurs are real.
Go on, please.
I need to just get this across from them. So here's the thing. You're probably asking, okay, if dragons are real and they existed at the same time as us, why is there no fossil evidence? So let me just science on you real fast. First of all,
Because they had light bones.
They just died during the flood, dude.
I'm not,
dude. I know what you're talking
that was
about.
my first point, but there's more to it than that. There's more to it than that. So yes, first of all, flying animals have hollow bones, all right? That is already one factor. Animals with hollow bones, those have a harder time fossilizing, but that's not it. Second, they were really big. And the bigger animals also have a hard time fossilizing because, well, they're ginormous. Their corpses get eaten. Now, listen more. You see, dragons, an animal that big would have lived a very long time. And my guess is that dragons probably didn't really die of old age very often. You see, because there was us. We probably killed some of them because we have paintings of us doing that and stories.
So you think that they were alive in the medieval age? is what you're saying.
Yes.
What?
And
Well, yeah, I was
also,
watching them.
think about this. If you're a giant dragon, what's the best food source? Another dragon. They would have 100% cannibalized each other. Bears do it all the time, right?
Yeah,
Dragon-
they would have breathed fire on each other.
No, they wouldn't have. That's
Kill
too much. You're branching into myth right now, David. I'm staying in reality.
Okay, but then that's just giant birds attacking each other. Those aren't
No,
those aren't
they're not birds. They're dragons because they are reptiles and they are the size of whales.
Can I pose one thing? I just looked it up in the medieval times, stretched until 500 years ago.
Yes.
So you're
And
saying
look up when the first
that
camera was invented.
Camel?
You're saying
Camera.
500
They couldn't have
500
taken
years
a
ago
picture.
there was dragons flying in the sky.
Yes. And we killed them
Okay,
all
so
and
then-
we ate them all.
And like what the medieval governments are trying to cover this up?
Yeah, because in
You're
the
right.
medieval ages, people didn't
They're an
care
area
about
for everyone.
preserving remains. They wanted to eat the things.
So you're
Yeah,
telling me
but-
no Thai king ever
It's
kept a
like-
dragon skull over his throne?
Exactly.
He lost it.
It's like with dinosaurs. So apparently in Africa, there's this what's the long neck dinosaur? I don't know what.
Brachiosaurus,
Right, there's a lot of them.
Brachiosaurus, yeah.
Diplodocus,
A lot of
Titanosaur.
them.
I'm
They're-
sorry, I'm done.
Yeah.
T-Rex?
Okay,
Like,
they say in
You get
there's like
long
a
neck.
forest in like like middle Africa where like the
Yeah.
locals say that there's like a Brachiosaurus there that goes and swims everywhere, and they see it like every day. And like I saw this somewhere, like I don't know, it was like what's that one thing called? It's like the Discovery Channel. Yeah,
Mhm.
they have like those like things. And well, because like if we're gonna biblically speak here, let's say like all of them went on the ark and over there, but like all the ones over here in America didn't go on the ark, so they all died, and that's where we found our bones here, right? That during the
Mhm.
flood. So they must have stayed alive over in like Europe and Africa, right?
So you're saying there's still dinosaurs that are roaming
yeah,
on the earth?
probably, and they're like hidden.
can
Like
see.
Well, but they're
yeah.
dinosaurs. Come on, how can you can't hide a dinosaur?
I could.
Alligators
was
are
a
pretty
place
good at
where-
camouflage.
If there's a place where you could hide a dinosaur, it would definitely be Africa, because there's some like plane that like crashed in Africa, and some dude found it on Google Maps, and he spent like years of his life trying to go venture out into the forest trying to find it, and he never could make it. So I could hide a Brachiosaurus deep in the Amazon
Yeah.
rainforest, and nobody would find it.
Mhm.
Okay, first of all, the Amazon rainforest is in South America,
That
not Africa.
like
They
the
are
What's the
literally the
Africa
same
one?
shape.
I don't know. It's like
Congo, the
there's
Congo rainforest.
Congo.
Yeah,
somewhere
there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, but like there's like apparently this place that's like worse than the Bermuda Triangle here. It's like in the Japan area where like the same like the dragons. There's like this
Japan
dragon
is worse than the
king.
Bermuda Triangle, dude.
Yeah, I don't know what they call it. It's like this dragon that's like lives under the water and like eats all the boats everywhere, and no one goes in there. Like still, it's like that's a no boat zone still.
No,
It's like-
a no boat zone.
I
How
think
big
that's
is
what it is. It's like
What
I
if
don't
we what if we to kill this thing that's eating all the boats, fill a boat with like a bunch of nukes and just
I like the
send
way
it
you-
straight in.
Oh, they made a movie
And-
about that in 1954 called
Charges?
Godzilla, and it doesn't end well.
Yeah, you're trying to make the situation much worse.
Well, see, why don't we make this movie a reality?
You guys want to talk about
What
how
we gotta do?
Godzilla is meant to be a representation of humanity's destruction? Sorry.
Or we all
that's
go on a
too deep.
podcast on a
Dude.
boat and we go into that Bermuda Triangle. In
I
Japan.
wrote an AP World LEQ on the atomic bombs, and I started talking about Godzilla and how he was a representation, dude.
It is
Oh
what
my
he's.
God.
I had an LEQ on the atomic bombs, and I just rambled about Godzilla.
And
for
then the
4 pages.
American Godzilla films came along. And we're like, okay, what if we just make him a badass lizard that can do a backflip in the newest
Yeah, now
movie?
he's a good guy because he's on
Yeah.
our team, and I like Godzilla.
Yeah, that's cool. I
Godzilla's
like
a
the
good
new
guy.
movies. What were we talking about? We're talking about conspiracy theories. Guys, do you believe the
Yeah.
Earth is a flat or a triangle?
A triangle. What?
Crazy. Those
Might
are
be
both
these
crazy.
posed options.
The
It's been,
Illuminati
it's been
shaped.
it's
the
been
Earth.
proven
Cube.
we are on the back of a turtle floating through space.
You
Think
know,
about it.
you
It's
know,
curved, I
There's
believe.
there's somewhat what flat earthers have wrong. There's a slight curve to the earth. I don't think it's round. Obviously, we're on the shell of a turtle where there's a slight horizon, right? Okay, that's why you can only see the tops of skyscrapers across the Great Lakes. You can see Toronto from across the lakes, but only the top of the skyscrapers. Obviously, and we're moving through space. This turtle is swimming through space. We're on the back of the turtle.
What's the turtle's name? Is
Think-
it?
my thing is,
The turtle's name.
It's
I
Earth.
don't- Yeah, it's Earth. There we go. That's how
Planet
we got the
Seven.
name.
I don't believe
That's
it's the turtle.
I don't
Like I
really.
saw.
my
Go
thing
ahead, Will.
is, I don't
Alright.
think there's very many arguments for either side, but I think there's a lot of arguments against both sides. Because like the flat earthers, I'll almost start to believe them until they start saying, once you get past the glaciers, there's Dragonland and there's Medieval Land, and I'm starting to
Yeah.
think you're a flat earther. And there's
Yeah,
like
oh my-
crazy other islands, and then I'm like, you're
Yeah,
speaking
like-
crazy talk, dude.
Dude,
It's
that
not
would be
that
cool.
large.
If
But
like,
then
you
my
could go
argument
back in time.
against the globe earthers is that Neil deGrasse Tyson is on their side, and like, I mean, that's a pretty bad. That's a bad.
Yeah, I don't. Neil deGrasse Tyson annoys me a bit.
Yeah. I heard like apparently it's like all Antarctica is apparently like all ice around us. That's what they say. And there's like maybe like another realm outside of that that has
So
a
there's
better
the
land.
ice glacier, and then there's the
Hmm.
fiction world where all fictional
Yeah,
characters are real. Sonic is in here, and Chris Chan
probably.
predicted that the Great Convergence will happen, and then we'll meet with them. And I had a whole discussion about this at work once, and we'll meet. Sonichu is real out there somewhere, guys. Okay, I don't really remember the Matrix too well. Why is the Matrix bad? Like,
I like the
why
Matrix.
wouldn't
Matrix
you
looks
What
kind
do
take
of
you
the
mean?
good.
blue pill?
Because they suck your energy from your head and make you live in this fake world to power their machines.
So
You're wearing headphones right now. They're sucking the energy out of your head.
they're sucking.
You're gonna escape the Matrix, Top G.
Okay, but like I maybe I need to rewatch the movies, but like, why not just take the blue pill? Like, if everyone's just living and chilling in this world, that's basically just
I
Earth.
thought you
Take the
wanted to
red
be
pill and
great,
see
so I
how
thought you wanted to be
the
a
rabbit
crazy
hole
film
goes.
actor. You're not gonna be great by taking the blue pill, bro.
Sawyer
You
films
taught
are
him.
going to be all his characters living in like bliss and ignorance. If Sawyer remade The
Yeah,
Matrix,
he's gonna make utopias. He's
Okay,
gonna make the Matrix
obviously
like the
not.
Matrix is good.
Obviously,
He's gonna make the Matrix into propaganda for the U.S. government.
obviously, if I'm writing a film, I'm writing a character that's taking the red pill. But like, wouldn't you take the blue pill? Like, really? Like, come on, wouldn't you?
maybe.
Seen the black pill? Those people are just like, I hate everything and like we're bound to die, bro. Those people suck.
Dude, I take the freak pill. Anyways, what are we talking
Gosh.
about? One last year podcast.
I've got a conspiracy theory. It's
Go
actually
for it.
not really a conspiracy theory. It's just a question that I want to ask because I don't understand it.
Make a pill full
But
of
like, why
baby
do
oil.
girls who have like clear phone cases always have like $1? Like, what are you gonna buy with $1 that's stashed away in your phone case that takes 4 minutes to take off?
That's so real.
What if
Has
they
anyone
don't
watched-
want to buy some? What if they were given that dollar?
If it's like a Scrooge McDuck thing where it's like his first dime.
You see what you're talking about, but I'm not gonna envelop it into my
No, I'm not.
thing.
No,
But
I
I would
don't.
put at least a
No, I
20
don't
so
think
I
we
look
need to
rich. You don't
develop
look
it.
rich when you have $1 bill. That's what it has to
Oh my
God
God.
damn.
Oh crap, man! He's got a
That's like
bunch of
14
them.
What
bucks,
if you
dude. That's not
do?
those ones.
I once paid for $60 worth of Lego at Target with all ones in the
You're
self
a dick.
checkout.
What do they
Oh,
think
the
you were
boy.
like a male
okay.
stripper dude?
What the hell?
To himself.
You know
The
that
lady
what's that
that.
one kid that wanted you to take a picture with like a thong on in our band class?
Oh, okay.
We
Hold
talked
on. I
about
can
that
talk
on
about.
here.
Oh,
Didn't
hold on.
Aiden Ryan do it?
I can
Did
Aiden
he
talk
Ryan
do
wore
about.
a
it?
maid outfit one time.
Aiden Ryan wore a maid
He got paid
outfit.
for it, though.
He
Yeah,
did?
he did get paid for it. Yeah.
He
Aiden
didn't
But
do it
back
out
Ryan?
of leisure.
back to my Target thing. The lady came over. She's like, "Are you doing okay?" Because she knew I was taking a while. I'm like, "I'm just paying with all ones. Don't worry about it." She's like, "Oh, why are you doing that?" And I said, "It's my tip money from Whitey's." And she's
Great
like,
bait.
"Oh, that's cute," and then walked away. Like, okay, thanks, ma'am.
Don't be
But
cute, David.
yeah, I know my effect I have on old ladies. Anyway, back to the whole David in a thong thing. Yeah, so so this was marching band and section leaders. I was a section leader, and section leaders usually like, I'll do this and this.
We
Like,
100% talked about this on the podcast before.
Did you actually?
No.
Yeah.
That's
I
funny.
I don't remember it.
Yes.
But
I
my
don't
good
remember it.
friend my good friend Baxter, he's like, if we get like a 70, I'll dye my hair purple. And I said, okay, 70, we're gonna get a 70. So I said, if we get a 90, which is like god tier level of marching band, Bettendorf High School's never gotten a 90 before. I was like, if we get a 90, I'll take a picture of me in a thong. Now, if we did get a 90, the idea was to be fully clothed and then just put a thong on top just to disappoint them.
Yeah, this dude made a hypothetical and then started disappointing them and actively telling them, hey, it won't be what you wanted, so you shouldn't get a high
Yeah.
score.
Yeah. And then I thought about it. Oh no, I'd go and buy my own. And
What
then
the hell kind of question is that? What the?
Yeah,
We
Will,
can't
what the
gloss
fuck?
over that, dude.
Wait.
Have you done
Edit
that?
that out. Edit that out.
anyway, so
Hell no.
when I went to Australia, I found out Australians call sandals thongs. So I thought about taking a picture of me in sandals and sending it to the group chat. I didn't. and it would have been like, "Oh, guys, I'm wearing thongs." Except then they would have
These
had
things
pictures
don't
of my
fit over my
feet.
crotch.
I want
Except then they would have had
pictures.
pictures of my feet, and I'm not trying to spread my dogs around the
Yeah, no
internet,
one wants to
dude.
see your toes, David.
I-
Yeah, no one does.
What are you talking
not
about? Plenty of people do. I have another talking point, if you guys will indulge me. Have any of you seen the new yearbook cover for this year?
Yeah.
Is it the same one
I'm
from
not
last
in the
year's?
know.
No, it's not.
No.
I'm gonna post a picture of it in the little chat, the pod chat for you guys to see. I might throw it up on screen here. Listen, I talked about this in episode 6. I've had my gripes with last year's yearbook. This one might piss me off more. I think this one does. I
Oh, nice.
Are we
I
in
don't
a
know.
make the most boring cover imaginable
I
competition
think
or
it's
something?
cool. I think
Yeah,
it's cool.
been
Well,
boring
Seems
the last
he was
low.
liked
couple
by
years.
Claire Franzman, so I think
It's
he's just
unique, dude.
That's because Claire's on yearbook club.
fine.
Which I asked.
think it's
The cover
unique.
the cover is all Mr. Staber, but I'm just like, first of all, why is it white text on off-white background? Come on, guys.
Well,
That's just
they-
He
like
looks
they-
basic.
gold to me.
I mean,
They
it's been
took my
off.
picture. They supposed to give me a smiling picture, but they gave me when I'm not smiling and rage bait. I was
Why
so
didn't you
pissed.
just smile then?
I did smile. I told the lady that I want my smiling one because she made me take a serious one, and she goes and she must have messed up and just gave me the non-smiling one.
You look tough, dude. You could
Dang.
probably buy alcohol with that. They wouldn't even notice.
My mom
Sawyer.
was pissed though.
Yeah, low key,
the-
this yearbook sucks.
The last 2 years have been off-white covers, though, so it's a trend at this point.
Well, yeah, but
Did you
I'm
really
saying
like
that's
the
a bad
circle
thing.
cover?
What was with the periodic
circle
table
color,
of that
okay.
one?
The periodic table one was okay. The circle one, I don't think is that bad because I mean, one, it is just cool because of the unique cover.
Yeah.
But at least its color, like the text is colored, and there's like
You know what my intellectual brain can't even see the text that's on the
okay.
gray.
Well, it's
by the way,
also
on your screen.
it's also because of my camera, but
Okay.
See, my least favorite one of the time that we've been here was the periodic table. That is just it's
That
just
was terrible.
it's generic like yearbook crap, dude.
I'll just
All these
say-
other ones,
I like
all
that
the
one.
other ones at least have like some life to them.
not
Some,
this
like,
one.
something
This
like-
newest one.
Something about our high school. Like the other ones have pictures of our high school in the cover. Like that's Bettendorf only.
They should put
I
a
could
thumbnail on
show
it.
you the periodic table one and cover over Bettendorf, and you could not tell me.
Okay, but
what
what about
high
this new
school that
one has
was.
anything about Bettendorf? It just says the word revision on it.
Oh, I'm not
I
I'm
want
not
to talk
talking
about the
this
circle
year's.
one.
What does
Is the
revision
circle
even
one-
mean?
I sent a picture of it. I guess you can't look, but like,
Not dumb.
my question is, why do they need titles? All right. I would be totally fine if it just said Bettendorf 2024-2025 on the front.
I actually would love that.
That's boring. Dude.
My
That's
question is-
sleeper.
And
Would
like,
you rather
my
have
question is-
revision on the top of it,
I would like
or have
revision of that.
the picture of Dave Bone with a thong on the front cover than having
Exactly.
revision on it?
like
Yeah,
I
there
honestly,
you
and
go.
also, like,
Exactly.
I would honestly prefer a cover that's just like a fucking collage of different photos or something more than just nothing.
You know what I would like to see?
Bro.
I would like to see the giant dumpster full of the circle cutouts that they got from that yearbook.
Okay,
Because
those
they had to
covers were
stamp those things out.
those covers were custom made by like a different company. I don't know what they did to do that, but
Probably cost a lot of
they
money.
did.
They probably slaves, but
That's real.
I just can't. What? Why? I'm sorry. I'm like getting angry here, but like it shouldn't be that hard to make a good yearbook cover, right?
why don't you join yearbook club then?
Okay. Here's the thing. I just said I asked the yearbook club
We should
members
bring
don't
Owen
even get a
Hubbard on here
say.
and just yell at him the whole time.
They don't even get a say on like what the cover looks like. They obviously get a say on what's on the inside, and that's the thing. Last year's yearbook won like national yearbook of the year. Like,
Oh, it was a great yearbook.
yeah, the
Our-
inside looks amazing.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
cover.
Inside sucked because they put so many single pages that were like one
They gave
paragraph into a big
extra
ass
one.
picture. That pissed me off. Last year's yearbook was the worst except for the cover. I liked it.
You like
Yeah.
the cover?
Yeah, because it was a nice group picture, and I like the black and
Yeah.
white because it's easy
Oh
on the eye.
hell no! I'm not doing this again. But
Are we rage baiting right now,
So
Jacob?
Mr. Staber this year he was just like, I'm feeling beige.
I'm feeling
That's what he did.
Isn't this actually
aerial
crazy?
text.
Name this episode "I'm Feeling Beige."
I'm feeling beige. That is
This,
not
isn't,
going
this
to
is kind of crazy that we've been doing this podcast for so long that we've talked about 2 different yearbooks now.
That is Jesus. Dude,
We
do I have
never
getting
talked about
old.
spring supplement though, which sucked ass.
Yeah,
What?
dude, that thing was
I
a
wasn't in
waste
it.
of that thing is a waste of trees.
what?
It got hyped up and people were like, "Oh, it's gonna have jazz band that made state for the first time." There was not one mention of our jazz band which made state for the first time in school history. There was barely any fine arts. It was just all like sports and stuff. It's like, okay, they just hate us.
Yeah, they didn't put me in the
People lied
bowling
and said we
section.
got first place though. So I think
Oh
I
yeah,
think it balanced out.
just justified.
That's
Anyway,
retribution.
anyway.
Well,
Yeah, time to
What's
switch
the
topic up
signal?
now.
well,
Talk about bowling career now.
is that what you
Oh
want?
yeah, I keep seeing you at TBK, but I don't want to like sneak up on you.
Yeah,
Dude,
I was gonna
So-
give you free French fries,
well,
but we didn't have any
we
other
were gonna
time.
issue French fries. That'd been great. Like we just
I
sit
will when we
there-
have fresh French fries and I see you.
Okay.
They were all
Yeah,
gone.
so we had an
No.
invitation at Clinton. I think it was like last Saturday. If you're on my Instagram, you would have saw some clips from
I
from the
didn't see
meet.
that.
You didn't see that? You
I
go
did see
pull it
that.
up. Go pull it up, David. I see it on your phone over there.
That
No, I'm
bright light
I
is
just
more than a phone.
I just pulled up
It's a
Google
floodlight.
Maps. I just pulled up Google Maps.
He's on
for
his
no random
5,000
reason.
watt light flashlight again.
Damn.
He's so addicted. These
It is,
kids.
it is blinding me, and I'm just gonna keep it here now. I kind of like it.
So like for like
The
bowling, we haven't to like bowl like a so our we do like a team thing. We do individuals first. Like everybody bowls like a game. We have 6 people on like a varsity team, and then we have like 6 people on JV. So we all like bowl like a 2 games. And I do pull up 165 because I it's hard. So like different. There's like bowling's a sport, okay? So it's hard because they have to adjust to different lanes. 'Cause
What
each
isn't
lane
there
has
like?
different oil patterns.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what's the like oil pattern at like TBK?
It's not that good. So it's different than like other places. There's like a short pattern, a longer pattern, like
Mhm.
more oil down the lane, and there's like thicker oil. The Betplex the other day we lost to PV, which is terrible. They did not do good in the invitation. We're better than them, but we just did. One kid did not do so well, and we all didn't do so well in our team stuff. So like we do like a team after the 2 games, we do 5 team games, or like we pick 5 guys and we each bowl frame, and then they bowl the rest. And so we lost by 40 to PV the other day. It was terrible, embarrassing.
Wait,
moment.
they actually like oil the lanes for
Yeah.
bowling?
hmm
Dude, I thought I was making that up. One time I was working, and this kid who I was like serving food, he came up to me. He was like, "Something about this lane isn't right. It's like it's making me mess up. I swear it's not me." And I was like, "Yeah, we just re-oil the lanes this morning." And he was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, I had no clue what I was talking about. I was bullshitting
You
completely.
just
Yeah, so they
I mean,
have this
you
like
could have
little
lied to the
machine.
kid.
I
They have like
did.
this little machine. It's like pretty big, and it sucks up the oil from like old
I've
oil.
seen them. I've seen them
Yeah.
at certain alleys.
Is
That
it
like
like a
it's just
Zamboni?
it's
Yeah, it
literally
cleans
like a
everything up.
Roomba. It's like
Yeah,
you know
it's
like
like a
the
Roomba.
Roomba bots. It just but
Oh.
they like attach to the gutters and they just drive up and back.
Yeah, I've
Yeah,
just
seen
it
those at
sucks
the
it up
Betplex.
and then puts new oil down.
Yeah, spits it back out
Mm.
because that hot.
Yeah.
Dude, 'cause the hot-
So we didn't
Anyway.
find that funny, David.
Yeah, I, kn- I was just making sure he was listening,
Were you
paying
saying something,
attention.
Ian?
Ian,
Were you saying
Oh.
something?
I said I've seen those at TBK, those Roomba machines y'all talking
Oh,
about.
I've never seen this.
Yeah.
I think
You haven't
I've
been
been
there
wanting to know
lately.
this about bowling. I think I've asked you this before, Will, but like, why would you pick a heavier ball when you're bowling?
Oh, because
I'm under the
yeah,
assumption. Hold up. I want to get myself out. I'm under the assumption that even the lightest ball can knock down the pins if you throw it hard enough. So my strategy is just like get the lightest ball and like throw it as hard as I can straight. Because you're supposed to curve it, but if you throw it hard enough, it's gonna knock them all down. I don't bowl that much, and sometimes it doesn't because I miss. But why wouldn't you just pick the lightest ball? You told me
So,
it's
like-
because the finger holes were too small.
so like different. So 15-pound balls is like the max is 16. So 15.
16 or 60?
Yeah, it's 16 is like the max. Like that's how
It
much
goes
they
from
make.
15 to 16.
It goes from like I don't know what the lightest one is, but like it goes up to 16 pounds.
Oh,
I use 15-pound balls. So like the heavier the ball is, the more it would hit, like harder it would hit the pins.
yeah.
And because I guess like a physics thing, so like the momentum when it goes down, it just like when it hits the dry part of the lane, it like reacts because when you put the spin on it, the spin it just slides down in the oil. Then the dry part it reacts and it hits it really hard if it's
So it just
if it
throws the pins around like in a better way.
yeah. hmm Yeah. So the heavier ball is, the more harder it would hit it, and it would break the chance of a strike up higher.
Do you get like mostly strikes when you're like professional bowling, good at bowling?
I mean, yeah, you have to get your consistency down mostly. If you have that, there's like so people use arrows. There's like you see those arrows in the
Yeah,
lanes.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, and there's like these dots that are like on like where you stand at. So like you would stand on the dot and you'd throw it up on the arrow. And the way that you throw it, it would roll out and then curve into like the pocket, which is like the head and like the 3-pin or the
Mhm.
second
Yeah.
pin. And if it hits
I've seen
that,
for other videos.
it'll break out everything and hope, and that's what you would get a strike with.
So
So
do like the
eloquent,
best of the best bowlers, the drunkest of the drunk guys, just get strikes the entire game? Like how do bowling teams not just like tie each other for like the max score? Because there is a maximum score in bowling.
yeah,
I feel like
300 is the max. And then like if it's so hard to get strike after strike, because if you would miss your mark by like that much, it could easily just hit high or hit low, and it wouldn't get you a strike.
so it is still inconsistent. It's still difficult to get like a
Yeah,
strike when you're dang, I didn't know that.
yeah.
I've
I
probably
only
only
seen
got
like
4
two
strikes
people
in my
bowl
life. I don't
300s.
bowl often. I've never
Yeah,
bowled at TBK. I worked there a year.
like Clinton Invitation. I almost got a 300. The first frame I didn't get a strike, but the rest of the way, all the way up to my 10th, I got all strikes, and I got 278.
I'm
Yeah,
not gonna lie, I didn't know how bowling scores worked until 40 seconds ago. I thought low was good, like golf. I thought it was
oh
counting
yeah,
the amount of pins you left up. So like all this time, people have been telling me like, "Hey, I just got a 20 bowling." And I'm like, "Great job, man! You're a good dude." I could never get like that.
well yeah, it's really hard.
I'm gonna have to change my ways.
Ian, are you okay?
Yeah.
He was analyzing the ground real hard there.
He's given that. He's given. You know what he's
What are
doing
you
to the
talking?
ground?
Oh
You
my!
said this 4 times this podcast, dude.
Is Dave?
Are you in some sort of mood?
David, are you in
Am
a
I
hawk
dragging the
mood?
meme?
It's in a hawk to a mood.
Dude, I've got to shut up. My girlfriend listens to this podcast now.
Well, it's just funny. So when I posted my thing on Instagram, that's like my first post ever. It syncs to my Facebook. I didn't know that. So when I posted on Instagram, I went to my Facebook, and then I don't go on Facebook ever because I got it because I wanted to get Marketplace, but like I wasn't 18 at the time, and I didn't know that, and they changed that. And so I go on Facebook like the day that night just to like look at it, and I go and see, oh, your great grandma left a comment on your post. Oh, your girlfriend's family left a comment on your post. I'm like, oh gosh. And so I go in, and I see, and I had got a message. Her brother said he sent a picture. He says, I can still kick your ass in bowling or whatever. And I'm like, what? And then like I go see. So I put down at the end like getting ready for state. All of them said, "Oh, good luck at state," and whatever. I didn't even make state. Yeah.
Hey, that'll boost your morale, dude. That's good.
Yeah, it did boost my morality.
Ian, do you know how bowling at TBK works? What's the Angry Birds bowling? I don't
It's just
understand
the
how
same
that
as
works.
regular bowling, just Angry Birds themed.
it just changes
Oh.
the
Really?
background on the screen.
Yeah.
I didn't
Ah,
try that one.
man.
It's like a horse one though. Like you have to like aim for like a spare, like different pins, and I don't know.
Um,
It's kind of
I don't
interesting.
Well, how are you feeling about graduation coming up?
Me,
Are you excited? Are you nervous? Yeah.
I'm kind of excited. I mean, yeah, I'm excited.
What are you wanting to do afterwards, like as
Um,
a career?
So I want to go to Iowa State and major in aerospace engineering.
Interesting,
And
nice.
Hopefully, like work for Lockheed Martin and build like defense aircraft, design
Nice.
it. Yeah, I heard they're making like it's funny, they're making a aircraft carrier in the sky.
Oh my god,
Oh.
like
Yeah, that's the
Avengers.
Avengers.
Like in
Yeah,
Marvel, yeah.
it's like a star destroyer in the sky.
Dude,
Interesting.
The
dude,
helicarrier.
when I
Yeah.
see videos and pictures of real aircraft carriers that are in the ocean, I get confused. I'm like, that's it. They're supposed to fly because I only see the Avengers one, and I'm like, that's how that
Yeah,
works. That's real.
yeah, they're designing one, and it's like I don't know. I think that's kind of cool though. But like the way it's gonna be so big that like it can't go on a runway. They're gonna have to like make it just levitate up.
Hmm.
Kind of interesting.
Giant
Yeah,
helicopter.
Just like
Mhm.
Marvel.
just like Marvel.
David, does your computer not have dark mode or something? Your face is like so.
No, I'm just browsing Lego.com right now.
Okay, I
Will, do
see.
you know what? Will, do you know what the point of a flying aircraft
Yeah, I was
carrier
about to
is? Why
ask
is it?
that.
Why would you have that rather than just having to run away on the ground or one in the ocean?
So I think what they're doing is so that they can do more, not waste more fuel on fighter jets. They can just have it on one aircraft and just take it to one destination. And I don't really know. Maybe more able to be able to invade more countries better.
Because it's
Like
cool.
they're like deploy the
Flex.
aircraft carrier, the Star Destroyer, or whatever it is, and then just take up and go take over Iraq or something. I don't know.
Who knows?
Hey man.
Hope, here's the hoping.
I think that
I
might
don't know.
about wrap us up for this episode. That was a good discussion, I feel.
Well, that's all, folks.
That's it.
Yeah,
Well,
thanks for having me
you got
on.
anything else to say to the world before I close this off?
No, thanks for having me on,
All
Sawyer.
right, thank you, Will. That was really nice.
Yeah.
All right, thank you all for listening so much to episode 34 of the One That's Your podcast. Okay, goodbye. Bye, everyone. Bye, 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 bye.